Good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. Tuesday night deals, the best off-market mobile homes. Got some updates. Stay towards the end because I do want to talk about we have some things changing. We're right around the corner from 2024, so we got a lot of things changing as well, but for the better. We're always looking into how can we do things bigger, better, greater. And it helps out when y'all send us emails, suggestions, concerns. We can all learn from this. So good stuff on that. For those of you that sent us suggestions for us to put all addresses on the spreadsheet, that's a big fat no. Okay, no. And I'll tell you, let me go ahead and jump on this right away. We've hired a lot of agents. There's new team members. We're growing, we're scaling, and this is the only way we're going to get nationwide. But a couple agents coming in, they're doing their best, they're doing phenomenal, but they immediately started putting addresses on the homes. Now, I'm not saying you cannot have the address, of course. I suggest to any and everybody who's investing in a mobile home, you can see it through videos, pictures, whatever it may be. But I always suggest go out and see it, firsthand. Obviously, if you have boots on the ground, somebody there, do so. The more you do this, the better you get. Eventually, yes, you won't have to do that. But that being said, is when we put addresses publicly, people take it upon themselves to go out there. And the problem with that is that, most of our mobile homes are inside of communities. Very, very few we have on private land. And so if people are just saying an address, they're not really reaching to the agents. They're going up on themselves whenever they decide to go. And people will go to the extent of going into the houses. So now you have park operators, park managers, and our neighbors, other investors blowing up our phones. Hey, you got somebody breaking into your homes. You got squatters. You got somebody, so it's just a list on. We like to keep track of what it is, who is out there. So for that reason, y'all suggestion of putting all the addresses on the deal sheet is a no. But if you're interested in any of the inventory that you see on there, send us an email, send our wonderful agents emails, and I assure you they will gladly give you the address. All right. Let me go ahead and start on. I want to talk about Sunday coaching. We do the Sunday. Turn the camera over. I'm trying to look at two screens here. There you go. Just look at the screen. Every Sunday we do guest. Right now we're doing guest attendance, which we have different guests coming onto the call. Coaching. It's all to add value. Hey, that's the goal. Add value. Anything they do in business, how they're succeeding, any challenges they overcome, etc. It's great stuff because we all learn from that. I learn from that. That's why I love having them on here. But this past Sunday was probably one of my favorite ones. And it's all good. All great guests. If you're listening on here, I appreciate all of y'all. But Mr. Pedro, we made this past Sunday about something that I myself am engaging, and I need to engage a lot more in, and that's faith, Christianity, and business. That goes together, if you're wondering. Okay, now some of you, if you don't believe in religion, that's personal. That's no, we're not going to talk about religion on this call. But if you are interested in something like that, go check out our YouTube. I'll put it this way: we try to run it on Instagram like we do, and it kept dropping. The call kept dropping. Somebody suggested, well, you were trying to deliver too much good. Instagram couldn't take it, so it kept dropping the call or whatever it is. We ended up recording it on YouTube. Go check it out. Mr. Pedro talks about a lot of the challenges he has overcome, and that's what I like to hear. Is I love success stories, but how people get to that success line isn't easy. Nobody has it easy. I don't believe in luck, but I do believe the harder you work, the luckier you may get. So, it's one of those things, but definitely for me, it's incorporating that faith, Christianity, it's huge. So go check that out. Okay. But tonight you are here because of deals. We got quite a few, a couple markets we're going to talk about and updates. So let's get started. I was just checking out the spreadsheet. We go. And I know I say this every Tuesday. Instagram, I know you can't see this all the way. This is for an example. If you wait till tomorrow morning, this recording that you're seeing on the background does get on our YouTube. You can go watch the replay as many times as you like. So I'm going to start with, I want to give an example. R17 in Thomaston. Okay. For those of you that are new on this call, the reason that you see only the city, the state, and then there's a number, that's for us the easy track. Again, if you're interested in one of our deals, send us an email. Let us know, hey, I'm interested in number R17, Thomaston, Georgia. We will know exactly where that's at. Give you the full address, give you the details, year, make, models, you name it. We got all the info. But the reason I want to break this one up is because of the numbers. Remember, mobile home investing, it's a numbers game. So it's always, does that deal make sense? Okay. Let me see. All right, there we go. So the home in itself wasn't horrible, not extreme. Here lately, we're doing some that are taking longer than normal. Just one of those assignments. We take them as they come, is what it is. Okay, some numbers look better than others, which is why I always suggest, no deal, no investment is the same. You got to put those numbers together. You got to put the budgets together. And if it makes sense to you, okay, to you only, then go with it or don't go with it. I say that because some investors you may run your numbers, ROIs by, and they may laugh and walk away. Okay. Some may say, oh, those are phenomenal numbers. So it just depends on the investor. But this one here, new roof on it. We did put new decks on it through the community. You're going to see, let me zoom in a little bit. I know you can watch the replay, but I want you to see some of the inside. Dirty as usual, outdated, typical single wide mobile home. Very peaceful, quiet community. Now, obviously, soft spots on the floor, you cannot tell. You cannot see because, especially if you have carpet or vinyl, unless there's an actual hole, it's hard to tell. Hint, hint, that's a tip for you. Don't go based on just photos. We were about to invest in it was an older single wide in Savannah, Georgia. And just like I'm telling you, photos look great, videos look great, everything checked out. But I have hard lesson learned that you want to do that final step of somebody walking the home, unless you know the investor or end buyer, whoever's selling it to you at a higher scale, higher level, then I would trust it upon that. 9 out of 10 sellers will lie to you. They're gonna lie to you, and if they tell you some minimal things are wrong with it, take that in your mind as there's a lot of things wrong with it. If they say you're going to need about 2,000-3,000 to rehab it, I'm going to triple that because that's about what it's going to be. They're going to belittle this, okay? But the home I'm talking about, Savannah, everything was there. Numbers were there. It was actually too good to be true, one of those kind of things. So the numbers were just too good. Well, sure enough, we had an investor on site in the area. And we said, why don't you go do a little walkthrough for us? Just final checkup, that this deal's done. We're about to sign this, send the funds over, and we're done. He quickly called us back and said, I cannot walk into the home because all the flooring, I'm pretty sure, is particle board, but it's all done fell out. I mean, what you're seeing is vinyl basically sitting on top of what remains of. So again, for that tip, certain things you cannot tell unless you're there. Okay. Or be more specific. If somebody's trying to sell you this from out of state, you can't get them to video you and they can do the walkthrough for you. Okay. So a couple spots in here you can't tell. They were a little soft. We had to fix. Here's the living room. No, we didn't keep that furniture. We tossed it out. I was told it was full of fleas, so you don't want that. Okay. Not unless you consider them pets. And one of the bedrooms. So dark color, we are playing around with some new wall colors at this time. So, we're going to figure it out. But anyway, this is about what it looks like. I don't have extreme photos because it was not extreme over rehab. It was more tedious, updating, that sort of thing. But this is what it looks like. Also, please. Okay, so what is going on here? So Zoom, I'm actually looking at my Instagram. I got a little aggravated there because again, my Instagram dropped, my live dropped. I don't understand what is going on with this Instagram here lately. It's just not good. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on and we'll just have to notate on that. So carrying on to this mobile home. All right. So here is the final of photos. Carpet, I'm not a fan of. Y'all already know this. I am not a fan of carpet. I'm going to go ahead and do it live anyway. Not a fan of carpet, but the contractor loves it and he does a great job. But bottom line is he does do a great job on it. So we continue to do so. The home looks great. The reason that I'm against carpet is just because of how dirty it gets. If your tenants have pets, you get where I'm going with that. But this is more the final look. And if you can, as you can see, all the home got updated. So we painted it a different color, we brought it up, we cleaned it up, and I'm going to break some numbers with y'all. But this is the final look. Much brighter, looks a lot better. That's what we're aiming for. So, goodness. Let me try this one more time. So now we know it's not a glitch. Now we know it's probably just my Instagram. Couple seconds. I'm still talking on Zoom. So there we go. For those of you that just dropped on Instagram, the call is recorded. So it's still been playing on the background on Zoom. It'll get uploaded to our YouTube come first thing tomorrow morning. So you can watch the replay. And in the meantime, I am going to try to figure out what's going on with Instagram. So that being said, I'm going to carry on. I was just going over the numbers here of the mobile home that we rehab, okay? And I want to talk about this because, again, you think of the final end product, okay? So the mobile home in itself, we purchased it for $5,000. We got it as is, obviously. We had to come in and do the rehab, which was painting. We got carpet instead of vinyl, okay? A few spots that were soft on the floor got fixed. We upgraded new light fixtures. And of course, housekeeping at the end of the day has to come in and clean it, make it nice, livable, presentable. Let's scroll down to the presentable photos. There we go. A lot nicer. And then of course, labor. So all in the house itself, we had 5,000. The rehab, we were at 1,700. We had $89 for insurance. Yes, that's insurance for a year, 12 months. So divide that, not so much for paying a month. For some of you who are wondering, should I insure my mobile homes? Protect your assets. That's what I'm going to say. And when you think about $89 a year divided by 12 months, that's not even $10 a month, okay? You're insuring this for 20, 30K. It is well worth it, okay? Labor was right at $2,500. And all in, we were at 9,289. So we're still on our blueprint, still under 10K. That's what I like to see. Now, the numbers there obviously check out. They're good. But now we have to think about what are the ROI, return on my investments. What can I sell this for? What can I rent this for? Okay. So in this market, we can rent for around $875 a month. If we do something like a creative financing, rent to own, create a note, you name it, we can probably mark that up to about 900, maybe 925 a month, which would include also lot rent. So lot rent is included. Resale value in this area, this market, hot market, by the way, 30K. 30K for 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Yes, that's about what they sell. And again, when you have a mobile home like this where we put a brand new roof, that's huge. That's adding value. Brand new roof, and then all the inside has been updated, upgraded. That's what people want to see. So this is a move-in ready, not to mention appliances, which we typically do not put inside mobile homes. This has them in them. So ROI on this, we're looking at 220 plus, and we tripled our money. I'm into this mobile home for less than 10,000, and I can resell it for 30K. My blueprint is always be in 1/3 of the final number. So there you have it. That's what you want to be paying attention to. Okay. Here is a couple mobile homes. Example for y'all. Griffin 99. Get to this. Here is one that I would consider it looks worse than it is. And when people see this, and obviously if you do not invest, if you do not rehab, if you don't understand it, to you, it's just going to look like a disaster. Okay. So here is one that I personally think takes little to invest in. Here we go. You got this floor section that needs to be repaired. It's actually missing all the insulation. There's no floor, which was particle board. That's what happens to particle board when it gets wet. It falls through. And then you got cleanup, new paint. I would definitely paint the entire mobile home to upgrade, update. Here's the other section of the flooring in towards the kitchen. There's a better look of it. So it's basically missing. You're down to the studs, as you would say in real estate. Why do I think this is not much of a rehab? When you go into a mobile home and it's fresh, maybe it just got vacated and the floors are soft, it's dirty, it's nasty, maybe full of fleas, you name it, right, etc. You have to first tear up stuff. You got to make it look even worse before you make it look better. So if I was to take on a mobile home that has soft spots with carpet and is nasty, has to be torn up, That's a job in itself that I have to pay for. I have to pay my contractor to tear that old carpet up, to tear all that wood that is no longer any good in there. And if it's particles, probably all of it. So that's a lot of cleanup. Insulation is probably ruined because if it got wet, it goes through. I mean, particle board is like a sponge. It's terrible. Okay. It's terrible. So when I come in here and look at something like this, yes, the floors need lumber. They need to be done. But this is easy. You're at the next state phase now of put it back together. Somebody already took the carpet out of here or the vinyl out of here. Somebody already took the sections. And as you can see, some of this is already cut out anyway. This is easy to get new plywood and simply lay on top, okay, neatly like it's supposed to be. Cover any cracks, any seals that you need to, and then put vinyl on top of it, insulation underneath. So, to look at something like this, it looks worse than it is. But I much rather get them in this condition than like I just mentioned. That's an extra job. This is more of like a 1 week turnaround, give or take. The hardest thing that's on here is going to be the floor, which is easy. And may I remind you, lumber is cheap. Okay. Couldn't say that a few months back. Lumber is cheap. You can get some plywood sheets for as low as $15 per sheet in this home to replace all this and what you need to bring it back up to livable, presentable. You're talking about maybe 5, 6 pieces of sheet. What is 5, 6 times? Multiply that times $15. Okay, cheap. That's what it is. Easy rehab. And I'm going to show you one more. 102. Again, it looks worse than it is. There we go. Ooh, it's dark inside. It's ugly. It smells. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what makes them a good deal. Here, this one actually already has lumber replaced, so you're good. You just have to put vinyl. Again, put it back together. That's the stages that you're in. Cosmetics. Get rid of the span, put a normal light fixture if you like. Bedrooms, the ceilings aren't that low, so you can get away with putting a new one if you want, or leave this one if you can clean it up and touch it up, make it look good. This is just me, what I would do. Laundry room, again, there is nothing major here. Nothing major here. So for those of you that are seeing this home and thinking, oh, this is going to take thousands and thousands, you need to start by putting a budget. And for those of you that can spend some time on our sheet, starting out, I had to spend hours and hours and weekends at stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, because I was trying to figure out what the prices of material was. That's how I was getting better. What is a toilet? What is a cabinet? All these little things because numbers add up. I also wanted to spend some time looking at mobile homes that needed multiple repairs so that I could play around and get better and better. Well, 7, 8 years ago when I started, there was no J with a spreadsheet readily available. You can get on it anytime you want. You have that now. It's here. You can go slide per slide and say, okay, this one here has a budget of X amount because we're going to have to get vinyl for this section. If there's new lumber to be gotten, this is where we're at. We got to replace maybe this cabinet. Let me go price it. HomeDepot.com, Lowe's.com. It is that easy. Go to the next one. Let's go ahead and change the ceiling fan. I'm going to do a ceiling fan, maybe one a little shorter so it's higher up towards the ceiling, which means it gives the room more space, makes it look bigger. Okay, let me go price one of those. $75, by the way. You see, that's how quickly you got to know these numbers. Implementation quick and get to the next deal. Go to the next room. I'm going to have to paint this room here because I don't like this blue. It looks old. It's faded, whatever. How much paint am I going to need? Okay, quick tip for you. Stop buying little 1 gallon, 2 gallon paints and get you bulk. When you buy in bulk, okay, you save money and you're going to end up using that sooner or later. So, the way we do our rehabs is all rehabs are the same. What is left over from one goes to the next one and the next one and carries on. So if I'm going to do this walls here, I'm looking at maybe 5 gallons worth of paint. I'm going to use a neutral, maybe light gray, maybe vanilla-ish, maybe one of those colors, okay? If I need primer, which most times you do, go ahead and get the paint that has kills and or primer in it. Saves you money, saves you time. You don't have to prime the walls and then paint over them. Go ahead and prime and paint at the same time, okay? You're looking about 100 to 150 for a 5-gallon bucket. You see how you're putting these numbers together. So now we know that a light fixture is 75, the 5-gallon bucket is 150, and then of course the labor is what? You're adding these numbers and then you come up with a roundabout. The more you do that, the better you're going to get, okay? Let me see. I'm going to go over one more. Was it 108? Well, same thing here. I mean, I'm not going to break it down too much, but again, you know, looking at homes like this and thinking back when I got started, I mean, homes didn't look like this. You may see this as it's a disaster and it needs a lot of work. But again, if it was livable, presentable, it would not be a deal for you. Okay. You bring them up so that they can become livable, presentable, and then you can sell. Okay. Rent, finance, whatever you decide, that's exit strategies on you. But again, I'm looking at this and there's nothing major. Three biggest things that a mobile home can have wrong with it and or cost you an arm and a leg is going to be all electrical. If somebody's done took all the wire from inside the home, you got a job. You're talking 2-3K just to rewire it. That's not counting how many more walls the electrician is going to tear to be able to rewire it. So then you have a second contractor coming in there, having to put walls up, seal things back up, put back together. Okay. So those numbers can be a make or break type of deal. Then you have a roof. Okay. A roof is anywhere from 3 to 5,000. It just depends on. And that doesn't mean that those won't be deals, but it does mean that your numbers better be right. If I'm going to take on a mobile home that needs all rewiring, needs a brand new roof, okay, or all plumbing underneath the home, that's number 3. I have to make sure that all other numbers check out. Okay. So nothing major on this one. Definitely clean up, have a dumpster ready. But look at that panel. That's what I want to see. When I open the panel box, I want to see all the breakers there. There's no wire sticking out, being pulled up, none of that nonsense. Okay. So let me stop sharing. How you can get started. Visit GarciaMHU.com. Send us an email, j@GarciaMHU.com, and we can connect with you. If you're new to mobile home investing, if you need some guidance, some tips, some education, definitely join us our calls. Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday, every day we're on here. Sunday, 8 p.m. is exactly that. It's coaching. Tuesday night, here we are pitching deals. And then Saturday morning, it's a recap / coaching. But at any of those, you can ask questions. You can be on our Instagram dropping out questions right now, and we'll be able to answer them. So we're here to help you. But at the same token, if you're coming to us and say, "Hey, I want to invest in my first mobile home, but I have little knowledge. I don't even understand real estate. Whatever." We're gonna figure out what level we think you are at in should get started on, and we're going to say, okay, based on the information that you share with us, when you need coaching. But here is one I think you can invest in because it is easier, it is quicker, there's not as much, don't take on the hardest challenge. Okay. Now, hey, if you want to do so, you can only do one thing, and that's learn from it. You take on the hardest one at number 1, the rest of them will be easy. But I would say, as a suggestion, take those that need less of. Get in there, get your hands dirty, and figure it out. And as you're doing this, you can't help but to get better and better. Our inventory sheet is full of deals, opportunities. Some of you are taking great advantage of it, and some of you are sitting around waiting for I don't know what. Okay, 2024 is near. Okay, it is goal setting for 2024, and it is also a recap. What have you accomplished 2023? I'm going to stop with the motivation. Okay, we'll leave that for closer to the end of December. Connect with us. We have more sales agents. One thing that I was going to advertise is we are growing. We are scaling. We have more crews now than ever before rehabbing mobile homes for us. We have more sales agents than ever before. Okay. So what's happening is the deal sheet that you see on there, the homes are going to go quicker because there's more sales agents advertising. There's more rehabs going on, which I'm going to keep our crews busy. If you have a good crew, the best thing you can do is keep them busy so they don't go elsewhere. You need to get into mobile home investing quickly. If there's a home that you're interested in, send us an email. Hey, I need information on this one here. I'm looking to move forward. What are the steps? What are the process, etc.? We will give you all the information. All right. Now I got to go figure out what's up with Instagram dropping me off like that. So that does it for this evening. Thank you for watching. And Saturday morning, 10 a.m. See you back here live on Instagram. Till then, thank you for watching.